I wonder.
No, we're not
Okay,
singing
go
our
ahead.
intro.
Okay, go ahead. What a wonder.
I thought we established that we weren't going to sing for the beginning.
We're always going to sing in the beginning. It's a tradition.
How is it a tradition? We literally just started.
It's a tradition. All right. Welcome back to Wine and Wonder. I'm James.
I'm Zach. Why do you sound like you're a late night radio talk show host? Like, are you trying to make your voice deep on purpose?
This is Wine and Wonder After Dark.
Oh my God, no, after dark. You're nasty.
All right, so we're gonna kick things off today by starting with the wine of the week.
All right. So, the wine of the week, I was the one that decided what we were going to drink today. It's a cabernet sauvignon. It's a cabernet. We're going to just say that, okay? The name is on Aneros. In all honesty, the only reason why I picked it was because I really like the label on it. It's a picture of a hand with an eyeball in the middle of its palm, and it's in some clouds. So, James, would you like to do the honors? And
Yeah, I actually want to read the back of it here. So it says, inspired by the Greek god Oneros, this enticing wine draws your senses to a complex and multi-dimensional Cabernet experience. Oneros is the god of dreams who takes on several different forms. Just as this big, bold Cabernet has many unique layers that come together to create an exceptional palate.
so he's struggling to open the bottle right now. Oh, I should have done it.
It's a tight screw.
Oh my God. Do you want me to do it? And that's how you do it.
I like a heavy pour.
That is not pleasing. No, we are not going to do ASMR because just no. So we're just going to do a quick taste real quick and then give first impression and then we'll head on to
Let's do a toast.
cheers to our second episode.
Cheers to our second episode.
What's your first thought? Yeah, he has a look of disgust on his face. I personally thought it was good. It's a little dry.
It's dry. It is somewhat sweet, though.
Yeah, it has a sweet kick to it as well. So we'll get back to that later. So for today, we are going to bring you a new segment called Peaks and Pits, or Pits and Peaks. It's Peaks and Pits, right?
Tops and bottoms.
Oh yeah, we were also thinking of tops and bottoms. So maybe we can have a poll and maybe the 3 listeners that we get can vote on the name of the segment. Yeah.
Okay. We can do
So
that.
yeah, this segment is basically just us going over the highlight of our week or past 2 weeks and then the low part of our 2 weeks, whatever it may be. So how are you feeling, babe? Talk to me.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay. So
I think I would just start off with the peak of my week.
peak of the week. Peak of the week. Like freak of the week? Is Iggy Azalea? No? Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
So the peak of my week really is just about career progression and taking my career journey to the next level. Because I've been looking at some other opportunities at work, and
Can I interrupt you real quick? Are we supposed to be talking about this? Like, what if for whatever reason we made it big right away and everyone in your clinic heard and you no?
I don't care.
Oh my god. Okay, you guys heard it first. When my boyfriend loses his job because of his own ignorance, he does not care. So please help us make this podcast number one because I can't do it on my own. I need help.
I don't think you could lose your job for sharing that you're looking for other
I
work.
mean, yeah, that's
That's what everyone does that.
that's a whole legal thing too, but I'm just kidding. Okay, peak of the week, babe. Go back. I'm sorry I took it from you.
Yeah, so I was actually approached for one of these job opportunities by someone that I was, working on a project with, or not someone, but a group of individuals that I was working on a project um, during the last 2 months, and this person just kind of put it out there like, "Hey, we're actually hiring for our team, and we've all really enjoyed working with you for the last 2 months, and we really feel like you can help fill a missing void on our team, and you kind of have a skill set that we're missing in our unit." So she reached out to me personally. The person kind of leading the project reached out to me and said, "Here, just want to like give you a little nudge and a little wink, if you will, and say, hey, this is a potential opportunity for you." So I'm gonna pursue it, and I have an interview lined up next week, and we'll just talk about it and see if it meets my needs and if I meet their needs. So I'm exciting, but I really don't have anything to lose, and I think sort of the the benefit to this is just yet another stepping stone for me to you know build um, my portfolio, if you will, and I'm really excited about that as a potential opportunity. Who knows what's going to happen, and I might just bomb the interview or the type of things that they're really looking for. But I'm excited to just have the option to be in the same space and be considered. So that's the peak of my week this past week. What about you, babe?
Well, first, I just want to start off by saying congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, I'm proud of you. No matter what happens, I'm very proud of you for just being willing to take a chance. It's from what I've heard, it's not something that you've actually done before, so that's a whole other like skill set you'll gain, which is really good. I mean, low key, I was looking at that position at one point in time.
You
Yeah,
were. Is this for real?
swear to God, I was looking at that position at one point in time, and I decided not to.
Actually, it's interesting that you say that because one of the things that I noticed is when they reached out to me to set up the interview, the manager of this team actually has she's an RN and she has her CPA. So it's actually quite interesting because of your accounting background. Yeah, I would for sure have some stiff competition if you applied for the same job because she would probably be liking the fact that you have an accounting degree. And I won't go into too many details about like the job specifics of itself, but yeah, I think accounting would lend itself really well to this role. So maybe I'm quite happy that you're not going for it.
First, I'd like to say I probably would not be stiff competition. I don't even want to talk about it. Just this one organization that rejected me. Screw you. We're not gonna say who. Aloe, if you're listening, you know who. Just want to give a little shout out to my baby girl.
Hey, Alo.
My peak of the week. You are really not enjoying that glass of wine, are you?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to drink it as fast as I can so the taste kind of goes away.
It's not that bad, I promise. My peak of the week, I am going to sound really corny right now, but remember when I was asking you if you knew the name of our wedding song? And you were like, oh, yeah, that's easy. And I think the first thing you played was Yellow by Coldplay, right?
Yes.
And I was like, "No, that's not it." And he was like, "What? What is it?" And then you played, is it called I Can Get Used to This? Used to This. It's Used to This by Camila Cabello.
Correct.
And then I was like, "No, that's not it. That's our first date song." And so you were thinking about it for a while, and you played some other song. I don't even know who it was, but it wasn't right. And then, like, after I said no, you were like, "Oh, oh, oh, I know, I know." And then you got it. It was Day One by Tamia.
Tamia, yeah.
Yes. So after you had got the answer correct, you started playing it. Then we danced to the song, and it was just really fun and sweet, and it was just a nice moment. I like doing little things like that. It kind of reminds me of the time back during COVID days when we were first dating, and our first concert was a Kylie Minogue concert, but it was streamed online. So we watched that, and we were just having fun singing and dancing to the songs. And so, yeah, it kind of just reminded me of that. And it's a very fond memory of mine.
That is a good memory, babe. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's a great one. I really enjoyed that moment together too. It was just nice.
So what's your pit of the week? Because I know you have a lot of them. So.
I don't know. I wouldn't say. I mean, this past week wasn't really that bad for me. I think anytime I have a pit, it's always work related because work is very triggering.
And I am perfect in every single way, so I do not cause any stress.
Lies.
Whatever. You don't have anything. I know you have at least one thing to bitch about.
No, I mean, not off the top of my head.
Okay, so let me start then. So my pit of the week. I have a lot of them. I can go with yesterday when someone tried to throw me under the bus for something that I didn't do at work. I'm not going to get into that because no, it's not worth my time. Pit of the week. Pit of
Oh, I do have one,
Okay.
and again, I won't go into too much detail for the sake of privacy, but I think last week we went through a bit of a health scare in our household. um, just with things that were going on with you and
Oh, my tuberculosis. I was really concerned. You're like, a health scare. And I was like, who had a health scare? And I was really concerned for a second. Oh my God. Yeah, I had tuberculosis, guys.
no, you didn't have tuberculosis. They actually ruled that out, but they were concerned that you might have it.
Yeah, I don't have tuberculosis, guys, but I have something else wrong with me, but Lord knows what that is. We're going to find out. So,
I would say that was just the pit of the week because it was concerning. Obviously, like I love you very much, and um, anytime you know something like that happens, like it's constantly in the back of your mind, even when you have other things to focus on. So I'm really happy to know that you don't have TB and that you're pretty healthy for the most part. I know there's still some workup that needs to be done, but um, no TB, so that's good news.
I guess that is good news. Um, yeah, now that I think of pit of the week, I'm having a hard time thinking of something. Maybe we're just that enlightened and meditation is actually working and
I don't meditate though.
I meditate, but maybe it's actually working and I'm just so enlightened and I'm like aware of my like feelings and I'm able to just like woosah whenever I'm pissed off.
Okay, you keep doing that then.
Oh, I have what pit of the week. Never mind. So you.
Oh, okay.
So you stress me out because I don't know if it was this week or the week before, but I ended up sleeping on the couch for a little bit due to a multitude of things. Like I just wasn't able to sleep to begin with.
Princess.
No, I just couldn't sleep. But then you were snoring, and sometimes whenever you are extra comfy, your snores are louder. And that particular night, you must have been getting some really good rest because you were snoring so loud, and I was just burning up too. And so I decided I was just going to sleep on the couch. And then I woke up an hour later and you saw me on the couch and you got mad at me. So you getting mad at me for sleeping on the couch because I was uncomfortable, that's my pit of the week. I'm sure I have something a lot more serious, but I can't think of anything right now.
It's not that I was upset with you or mad at you. I was just disappointed that I woke up in our bed alone, unbeknownst to me, and it's just kind of like that lonely feeling. And then I also just felt self conscious and a little guilty because I knew part of the reason why you were sleeping on the couch was because of my snoring, and I think there are some controllable factors that are contributing to the fact that I snore. But also, I will say it's something that can't really, you know, uh, I can't really control while I'm
Yeah, I
sleeping.
mean,
It's a sad feeling more than anything that my sleep, and in this particular case, my really comfortable sleep, as you described it, was disturbing to you. So yes, that's more so what it was.
I didn't mean to make you feel bad. I was just saying,
I know there wasn't any ill intent behind you sleeping on the couch, and you were just trying to do. You wanted me to get good rest, and you wanted to get good rest,
yeah,
and so you
and
were trying to do that for yourself.
the pit for me was you being mad at me for sleeping.
I wasn't mad.
Mm, sure. Um, I don't think I can think of anything else. I don't have any pits. Or bottoms. Okay, so yeah, let's explain the whole thing because we're gonna have our three followers vote for us. Okay, so peaks and pits. And I think, at least in my head, it's kind of explanatory. Peaks, like the peak of a hill, peak of a mountain, the top. And then pits, I think of armpits, but that's not what we're talking about. Pits, as in like a bottom pit, your low point. So peaks and pits. And then I'll let you explain the tops and bottoms.
I don't think it really warrants any explanation.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, tops and bottoms, that is gay positions.
The sender and the receiver.
Oh my God. Top is the pitcher, and then a bottom is a receiver. Oh, I don't
Catcher,
catcher.
pitcher, and a
Oh
catcher.
yeah, pitcher and a catcher.
A picture.
Yeah. So top of the week, bottom, the bottom point of your week.
Okay, so basically the poll is: should we have this section of our podcast be called Tops and Bottoms of the Week, or should it be called Pits and Peaks? You decide.
Peaks and pits.
Tops and bottoms.
No, you said pits and peaks.
Same difference.
Okay. But yes, all three of you listeners out there, please vote. And if you think it should be something else, I guess we'll leave that as an option as well. But yeah, so the way that you can vote is by going online or opening up your app on Instagram. Are we allowed to say Instagram? Yeah, I think we can say Instagram. But anyways, open up the app on Instagram and then go to our page at Three Gays in a Bay. Nope. That is the other podcast that I am doing. Um, Shout out to Andrea, Luis, and Mark.
If you could only see my face right now.
Yeah, he's disappointed. My bad. But you can go online at Wine and Wonder. That is Wine and Wonder podcast. And then after you go there, click the follow button and then look at our story. Is it going to be a story, or are you allowed to do a poll in like a post? It's only in a story.
You can do a poll in the story, yeah. I don't think you can do it in a poll.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out the logistics of it, but you vote on what you want this section to be called: pits and peaks, peaks and pits, or tops and bottoms, or something else. Um, then shoot us a DM and give us a suggestion, please. All right. So that is peaks and pits, tops and bottoms. Ta-da!
All right, and then our next segment will be about the Gaily News. Yeah.
I think I want to call it gay talk because gaily news, like,
Okay.
is it necessarily news?
Gay talk.
Gay talk?
It's not really news. It's
Yeah, it's
pop culture.
not necessarily pop culture. We'll see. But okay, so today I kind of wanted to talk about the Friends of WeHo slash Todrick Hall slash cancel culture. I don't know if you guys know who Todrick Hall is. He is a content creator, YouTube choreographer. He is a guest judge on RuPaul. He was also on Celebrity Big Brother, where I guess he had some controversial things going on there as well. I did watch that season, and I guess we can get more into it later. Yeah, he's just a very controversial person for that, for some of the things he said. Also, there have been things about him not paying his dancers, not paying his rent. I don't know. What do you think? Let's go with the Friends of WeHo. So you had only watched a section of it. What was your like overall thought of the like first 20 minutes that you saw?
Yeah, I didn't watch the full episode. I just tried to give it a chance from the very beginning, but I didn't find the cast members on the show to be particularly like interesting or exciting or something that really like was going to draw me in. And I think because of the controversy surrounding the show, specifically because Todrick Hall is a part of it, really kind of like dimmed its light and caused it to not maybe have the same kind of excitement that I think we should have when it comes to gay representation and what the show is trying to accomplish. My understanding is that these individuals aren't really friends outside of the show, right? They don't like they know of each other and they're kind of aware of the work that everyone on the show does, but the only thing bringing them together is the show itself. And I know that there's like reality is not so much reality. I mean, I don't think there was anything particularly exciting about it, so I didn't watch it that much.
Well, for me, I like this kind of stuff, and I am going to be against your opinion and a bunch of other homos out there. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Like, it's entertainment at the end of the day, and that's what it did. Whether it invoke a word? Yeah, and invokes a feeling in me, whether it be good or bad. It entertained me.
Exciting about
What was exciting?
it. Or what about it did you like?
I mean, I like the suspense. Like, you've seen Real Housewives, that series? It's basically the gay version of that. And I just really like that kind of stupidity. Like, I don't know. At the end of the episode, there was some drama between two of the castmates, Dorian and Joey. I think that's his name. Um, they were just in a little tizzy, tiffy, whatever, um, over the few things that Dorian had said about Joey's party and some of the people there. He basically, this dude, he has like really bad social anxiety, and then especially coming out of a pandemic, like he's has worries about that, and so he was probably just saying some things like out of nervousness. Like he had said something along the lines like, I probably wouldn't hang out with these people outside of this party, and I guess that rubbed some of the attendees wrong. And when it got to the host, Joey, he had a bitch fit over a comment like that. I don't know. It Stupidity like that excites me, and that's why I liked it. As for Todrick Hall, I'm kind of interested in hearing what you have to say because when I think about it, I think my judgment of him was kind of clouded because When I had found out that you didn't like him, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't like him. And then I would see some of those like articles about him being a quote unquote bad person. And so that kind of furthered things a little more. But for me, I don't think Todrick Hall is a bad person. What do you have to say?
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say I dislike him as a person. I would say that I don't necessarily agree with some of his actions. And I think that if more than one person comes forward and says certain things about an individual, then more likely than not it holds some element of truth. And I think a lot of people saw his actions on Big Brother, and I think, granted, at the end of the day, it's a game, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's sort of like this moral compass, if you will, and this kind of like fine line drawn in the sand where like you can do whatever you want and you can be extremely strategic and you can um, just like play the game, but at what expense? And then it really starts to make you question someone's character, on like how far they're really willing to push the envelope and uh, to like succeed or gain success, and to what extent they will do that at. And so I'm just not a big fan of some of the things that I've seen and some of the things that I've heard, and it does make you question um, someone's character and you know really what their motive is behind their careers and wanting how much they will go, how much they will do to get to that next level of success. So I think that's where it becomes problematic for me. I don't necessarily agree with like cancel culture, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's canceled. We're not watching the show because Tajik is canceled." But you also have to remember there's what, four or five other people that are involved in this show, and I think it's important to support those individuals. It's just hard to support it when there's somebody that could be perceived as toxic kind of thrown in the mix, and it's kind of like guilty by association, if you will. So I kind of see everyone's point of view. I think though, like what I haven't seen from Todrick is I don't he hasn't really spoken out directly in regards to some of these allegations. He kind of, speaks really high level and kind of, it's just kind of like beating around the bush, and he never really tackles these very serious allegations head on to say, this is what this individual is accusing me of. This is why it's not true, or this is why everyone shouldn't believe everything they hear. And hasn't he hasn't admitted any guilt, but he hasn't also said that he's not guilty of these things either. All he said is like, "Oh, people try to tear you down. They'll try to cancel you, but I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna continue to like knock down these walls." But these are also walls that he built, right? Like, I think it's just important to address those things. Like, if somebody was attacking my character and saying that I did something that was rather serious, I'd want to address those things in a very public way to make sure that people know like this is not who I am. And I don't think he's done that. So I think that's where it becomes an issue for me. Like, he's just not speaking on it, and when I see people that just don't speak on something like that, there's some form of guilt there.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna apologize right now. I am probably gonna go off on a million different tangents, but I'm gonna try to keep my thoughts straight. So for me, Todrick Hall, he was a little bit problematic for me. The Big Brother situation, he had said some things that were just not quite nice about some of his house guests. But at the end of the day, it is a game for me. And yeah, I did give him negative press, but isn't any news good news? Like if someone's talking about you, at least they're talking about you. Maybe that's his mentality. What if we're all just, oh my god, I sound like a conspiracy theorist. Ew. Um, but I'm just thinking, if I wanted to stay relevant, if I'm creating and stirring all kinds of drama, that's gonna keep my name in the press, you know? Like,
So are you saying that's his niche? That's
it
his
could
brand.
be. It could definitely be. I mean, he is successful. Like, he is a choreographer. He has created some pretty funny skits, like, before all the drama happened, and I actually really liked a lot of his stuff. Um, his music was catchy. There there was a rumor that he didn't pay his dancers, and I think in the contract it did say that this is a non-paid gig, like, so the dancers, oh, and that it would be for like exposure. Like, you dance in my video, you're gonna be exposed to more of the dance world, blah blah blah. But um yeah, him not paying his dancers, they knew well in advance that they weren't going to get paid. Is my thing still recording? It keeps shutting off. Yeah, so they knew in advance that they weren't going to get paid. So I don't think that's problematic, and people are making it worse than what it really is. They're not giving the full story, I don't think. And then as far as his whole rent situation, people are saying that he does not, or he did not pay rent on his house, or he claims that the place that he's staying in is his, or I don't even know the real controversy behind that. But if he does owe that much money, wouldn't they have come after him sooner? Like, he's famous. Like, so I feel like there's some kind of lie to that. I don't know. And then, what else did you mention about him? I had one other thing to say and I completely forgot. Yeah, I mean, I guess just at the end of the day, I don't think Todrick Hall is that bad of a person. Um, Cancel culture, I definitely don't think that he should be canceled. We all say and do stupid things all the time. It's, I guess, whether or not you learn from that mistake. If you've learned from it, yeah, like, you should be given not a free pass, but you should be given some grace versus, like, if you don't learn from the situation, you make the mistake again, that, yeah, then that's when cancel culture can come into play. But everyone makes a mistake every now and then, and they should be given some grace for it. I mean, especially if they do learn from it. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing with Todrick Hall. He did say some stupid things in the Big Brother house, but I'm going to extend my grace because I do like him. I think he is a good person.
I don't disagree that he's probably a good person. Maybe he just made some bad decisions. But I do think it's important that he addresses some of the things that are being talked about.
I mean, yeah, he probably should, but at the end of the day, like, as long as he is making things right, if he was in the wrong, like, why does he have to address it to anyone? That's his
Mm,
business. Well,
well, because from what I can see, it's impacting his career.
yeah, if they're talking about you, they're talking about you. Maybe he is taking that type of approach. It could be kind of risky, but people are talking about him. Oh, also, Sam Smith.
Sam Smith,
He released an album this week. Yesterday.
Gloria.
Yeah. Um, Go ahead and talk about it. This is more your thing.
Well, I mean, I love Sam Smith, and I'm excited. He's going to be touring, and he's going to be coming here to Seattle, so that's exciting. I don't know if I'll go or not, but
I was gonna say, do you want to go?
I don't know. I wanted to give an opportunity to listen to the album and see if I would jive with the music, and I mean, so far I do. There's quite a few songs on there, or the handful of songs on there that I actually really like. um, which is typical. I mean, I like Sam Smith as an artist. So, oh, and I should correct myself because Sam Smith uses they them pronouns, so I should apologize for that. Um, because they identify as non-binary, so I want to make sure to respect that. But yeah, yeah, Sam is coming to Seattle, and that's pretty exciting.
What are your favorite songs from their album? Or do you have one yet? Because I mean, you already learned the lyrics to some of them, and I don't understand how you did that. But what's your favorite song of theirs on this album?
So far, my favorite song of theirs is Six Shots. Um, it's just kind of like a smooth, mellow. It's very R&B, and I really, really like some of the like ad libs and riffs that he does, or they do, excuse me, on that particular song. It's just it's really good, and I like the other song. I think it's like track 2 or 3, and it's titled "No God," and on that track they're just um, I think they played with some of the creativity at the end of the song, and I like some of the sound effects, and it's just a really good vocal performance on that track too. So
So for me, I'm not gonna say that I don't like the album or I do like the album because I'm not the biggest Sam Smith fan. I just don't listen to their music. I feel it's kind of depressing and I like to be happy all the time. I'm a toxic positivity type of person, I guess. Um, but on Monday, when I'm at work, because when I am working, I listen to music all day, I will listen to their album and I will give them a chance.
hmm
I'm not saying that they have a bad voice, they're not a bad person, and I don't dislike them. I don't like the music as much because it's very depressing sometimes. And I don't like being sad.
I think there's something relatable about depressing music because I think a lot of people in this world suffer from depression and anxiety, and I think what Sam does so effortlessly is they talk a lot about real life experiences when it comes to like love and um, just like you know living life as someone part of the LGBTQ plus community, kind of their journey to just discovering their true identity, and um, I think that's something to really be respected. I really like the music, regardless if it's upbeat and dance heavy, or if it's really melancholy and just sort of dreary and gets you all in your feels. I think that's part of the artistry of it is they make music to impact you in such a way that makes you feel something, whether that's good or bad. And I think when an artist can do that in their songs, then that means that they've succeeded in doing what they're trying to accomplish. Um, if you just listen to music and you have no reaction, one way or the other, then it's probably not good.
Maybe. But yeah, I will give Sam Smith a try on Monday and I will report back to you on whether or not I like their new album titled Gloria. You can buy that in stores or download on iTunes.
I don't think people buy CDs anymore. I think vinyl records are very popular nowadays, but I think that's maybe the only thing everyone kind of does digital streaming. So
I think I have a vinyl record player.
actually, that's something that I would love to have. It's just like a really fancy kind of like antique. What do you call it? That thing that it's sad. I don't know what
A
that is.
record player?
A record, a record player. and then and then just have like a super cool collection of vinyl records. I could just pop in the record player and watch it spin. There's something just really cool about that.
Maybe. I have one. At least I think I still. I don't know if I still have it actually. When we moved, I probably got rid of it.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I'll look for that one day. Anyways, but yeah, gay talk.
All right. Do we want to wrap up with just our final thoughts on the wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I really do like the wine. It's dry. I think I do like drier things. It's also a little bit fruity, like we said in the beginning. And I mean, what? I'm a fruitcake. So what can I say? I love the taste. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 7.5.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
A five.
Yeah.
Why?
I give it a 5 because I'm just not a fan of red, so I think inevitably it was destined to have a low score from me, unfortunately. And also, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm just not a fan of red, so I think it's, it's just not working in its favor.
That's fair. Well, next week you get to pick the wine of the week. So make it a good one. All right, guys. Well, that is all for today. Please go ahead and subscribe to our Instagram page. It is at Wine and Wonder Podcast. There you will be able to find the wine of the week and then other things because that'd be boring if it was just wine pictures. We can do like, does it have to all be Wine and Wonder related?
No.
Okay. Well, then we can do cute little pictures too. We're supposed to have a photo shoot. But yeah, please go ahead and subscribe to at Wine and Wonder Podcast. And then if you could also please just go ahead and click like and subscribe on the podcast. Give us a 5-star rating if you love us. Yeah, I guess that's all. You guys have a good night. Thanks. Bye.